Waiata Pie, now Waiata Pie, the hum and hub bring you this month's 10 songs to try. Now Waiata Pie, now Waiata Pie, Tekau, 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 now Waiata Pie. Tekau, now Waiata Pie.
Okay, welcome to Tekau na Waiata Pie for March 2019. You're with Ian from Hamilton Underground Press.
And Phil from the Hum 106.7.
And Rob is AWOL today, getting ready for Future for City Festival.
But with us in spirit.
Hello, I'm Rob from the Hamilton Underground Press. Welcome to Tekau na Waiata Pie for the month of March.
Yes.
You never know. He may beam in some comments.
Possibly.
So, top 10 countdown of our monthly favourite new kind of indie alternative, I guess at a stretch, New Zealand music releases as broadcast on the Hum 106.7 and dug by the guys at Hamilton Underground Press.
Yeah, our top 10 of very recent releases.
So it's a countdown. That means we start at number 10. Ian.
All right, so starting off then, we've got number 10, Model Home, Christchurch band, from their self-titled EP, a song called Hinamore Street.
And their Bandcamp tags include words like alternative, indie rock, and emo.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
First two tick the boxes for me.
Oh, God.
Still have trouble with that last one.
Let's check it out.
Right, so you've just been listening to Hinamore Street by Christchurch band Model Home. I can't think what the one to look for in Bandcamp is. There looks to be a whole bunch of bands called Model Home, and I think they're the third Model Home. Model Home 3, I think it is, in Bandcamp.
All right, on to number 9, a significant change in sound from number 10. This is Hawke's Bay-based rockers, The Diamond Dead, a 4-piece that create a hybrid of old-style, new-school rock with gritty overtones of grunge, metal, and punk.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Well, let's check it out. We'll be back straight after this to let you know what we thought.
There will be no revolution. We're too
You're Tekau na Waiata Pai, the monthly countdown of top 10 new independent releases from here in New Zealand, brought to you by the Hum 106.7 and Hamilton Underground Press. That was number 9, Diamond Dead, a track called No Revolution.
Yeah, from their new EP, Becoming. From Napier or Hawke's Bay more broadly. They've been around for a few years. I see if you look through Bandcamp, their first EP is sort of around 2013, and they seem to drip feed songs very slowly, sort of at about a rate of about one a year.
What does that remind you of?
I can hear some similarities, because that's what we do here, with local band Cheshire Grim a little bit.
Yeah, I think a little bit as well, yeah, but bit more screamy in places maybe.
Ian, I have to agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I think it sits outside probably what we would normally pick for this show, but definitely I can see why that would appeal to local music fans, Devilskin fans even. Mm-hmm. Although I can also, I think, hear a little bit of an influence of great bands like the Runaways. So that was number 9, Diamond Dead, No Revolution. While we're speaking of things kind of metalish or metallic, Destroy All False Metal, coming in at number 8, Wellington 4-piece.
Yeah, a song called Thug Life. Not particularly metal. You might expect them to be a metal band, perhaps, with Destroy All False Metal, and that they're the one genuine metal. But no, not really metal at all.
They I see them resulting in an absurdist take on jazz metal hip hop noise crossover band in the vein of early 90s Mr. Bungle. Uh-huh. So this is Destroy All False Metal with Thug Life.
The police denied you 'cause they thought it absurd. Such a large body mass and such a little brain. Yeah, you found your niche. Yeah, you think you found your place. Kick the little punks out. Kick them out on their face. Kick the little punks out. Kick them out on the... Listen very closely, you're a fraud, a hack, a ransom, a bruiser. Listen very closely, you're a fraud, a hack,
All right, so that was Destroy All False Metal, or DAFM for short, from Wellington, from their Songs of Praise EP.
Not what I expected when I first got the submission for the Hum 106.7, but yeah, I like it.
Yep. Interesting.
This next band I like too, actually. Dunedin band Millpool with, I'm going to say Madriasis, but I'm going to defer to the doctor in the room.
I don't know. I was quite happy when you went to announce it, because I was thinking, how on earth do you pronounce that? Yeah, I don't know.
Don't you know what it is?
No, I don't.
Damn it. Well, I'm glad we went into this month's number 7 with our eyes open and our pupils dilated, Ian. That was Millpool out of Dunedin with Madriasis.
Yes, thank goodness for Dr. Google letting us know what that meant.
Dilated pupils, which may occur normally or in response to trauma, illness or drugs. Millpool out of Dunedin.
Yeah, lots of lovely fuzz there.
Ian, I have to agree with you 100%.
Right, we're up to number 6 on this month's Tekau na Waiata Pai.
Yeah, next up we've got SOG, or S-O-G, it is all in capitals, with a song called Grimacing Face, and they're from Wellington, and if you read their Bandcamp description, they say, SOG is represented by a small group of misfits who live for the beeps in Mount Vic Tunnel on a Friday night.
And they play a range of fuzzy pop, furry gold nuggets. This one actually a December release, 2018, but we just got hip to it, as they say. Pretty ambient piece of music. Here we go, this is Sog on Tekau na Waiata Pai.
I want to drop into your soul. Let it soak. There should be more of these faces. Too many tears. And nuzzles the greatest kid. So much attraction when we first met. Ache in my shoulders, she has pains in her head. Our plans are dead. I sit around and read a book. I don't know why, but you always look bored. She looks at me with a grimacing face. She's not very pleased.
All right, so you've just been listening to SOG with a song called Grimacing Face, and it's off their new album, which has a cover art which features a wet cat, which I take to mean it'd be like a soggy mog, and maybe that's where SOG comes from.
Perhaps. Right, we're up to number 5 on this month's Tekau na Waiata Pai, halfway through our top 10 countdown, and the first of at least one band in this episode that we have had featured here before. In this case, Wellington post-punk band. They're around in the 70s and 80s scene in Wellington, and they are Beat Rhythm Fashion.
Yeah, former Wellington band, really. Yeah, so Nino Birch now lives in Australia. Dan Birch was his brother, who unfortunately passed away a few years ago, and Carolyn Easter as well, who still lives in New Zealand. Dan, the bassist, he's been sort of taken over by Rob Mays from Failsafe Records on bass, sort of trying to get that same bass sound that they had previously. This track here is actually one that the lyrics were written by Nino's late brother Dan, and hopefully I've got all that correct, because last time I said something wrong about Beat Rhythm Fashion and Rob Mays listened and he corrected me on Facebook.
Nice.
So hopefully I've got everything right this time.
Beat Rhythm Fashion. This track is called Property.
Do you believe in property? I donate my ownership. But in possession of my body, I'm a simple hypocrite. Who's on the nation? humanity. The blood is the choice. Will you join the family? Whose are the nations? What is the home? Larger we are. We will own. Alas, we will own. Alas, we will own. Alas, we will own. Whose are the nations? What is the home? Larger we are. Alas, we will own. 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 Alas, we will
Tekau Ngā Waiata Pai, the monthly top 10 on the Home 106.7. Podcast and blog at hamiltonundergroundpress.com.
You're with Tekau na Waiata Pai, the monthly countdown of top 10 cool New Zealand tracks on the Hum 106.7 and podcast via iTunes, actually now, Apple Podcasts as it's now called. You can get all the back episodes. Just go to your podcasting app on your iPhone or iTunes and search for Tekau na Waiata Pai. So we had Beat Rhythm Fashion with Property, and that track just there, awesome new track from a great New Zealand band called Ounce.
Yeah, a track called Crocodile.
What a banger. Like that huge.
And Under the Radar says Crocodile keeps listeners on edge with wild fuzzed out guitars, swamp rock organ, and the band's signature double drum attack. So yeah, 2 drummers in there.
Heavily psychedelic as well. Ounce out on an LP release tour early March around the North Island, and then jumping forward to Friday 29th of March in Christchurch and Saturday 30th of March in Dunedin at the Crown Hotel. So they look like great gigs to get along to, unfortunately skipping here in Hamilton. So Ounce with Crocodile, very cool.
Yeah, don't they know they're popular here? They should come here.
Yeah, I agree.
I reckon. Right, well, Ounce we've had before on the show, but they're so good they came back. Same with this next band. I think it's one of your favourites, certainly one of mine. Dunedin indie rock 5-piece, Phased on a Pony. We had their track Natural Toast in...
Last month.
I
I
think
think it was our number 1 last month.
It was definitely number 1.
Yeah, it's an amazing track, that Natural Toast one. And this one's a goodie as well. Blue Transporter.
Blue transporter van, parking ground for my idea. No gaps between our hands. In my transporter van. No, I don't have a plan, but we should still get out of here. The great hydrator on the map, never more than an hour here. And the wind that used to blow round you, whichever way you walk, can't get in this air control. Home out here on the road, and I can keep it running. Blue transporter van, parking ground for my idea. No gaps between our hands. In my transporter van.
like that a lot.
That is Phased on a Pony, Blue Transporter, number 3 in March's Tekau Ngā Waiata Pai, our top 10 countdown, monthly countdown of cool new New Zealand music releases.
Yeah, lots of fantastic songs on that album, or is it an EP? I'm not sure. EP, it is an EP,
It's
isn't
about
it?
5 or 6 tracks, though, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, cool songs, great cover art too. It's got a wonderful kind of, well, if you can call it cover art, if it's on Bandcamp, it's kind of the associated art, I guess. With this beautiful sort of painting of ponies in front of mountains, which I quite like the look of. It is sort of pavement-esque in its art style.
Well, here's another band, yet another band that we have featured here on Tekau Ngā Waiata before. They're out of Wellington, Garage Pop. We've featured their really, really cool track, FOMO, before. They've got a new one out. The band is called Tidal Rave. The track, Dark Wizard.
And they're going to be playing Future City Festival. So if you're listening to this before Future City Festival, make sure you make it along. And if you're listening after Future City Festival, oh my goodness, wasn't that a great show?
Let me clarify. If you're listening to the very first airing of this podcast on the Hum, then Tidal Rave are playing in about 3 or 4 hours on night 1 of Future City Festival, and they are down at Zeal.
Aha.
And if you're listening to any of the other broadcasts of it, or to the podcast, I'd say you've missed that gig. But they're also playing the Saturday night up in Auckland, and they're doing heaps of gigs. They've just played Newtown Festival in Wellington. These guys are certainly performing more and more often. Really cool band, actually, out of Wellington. Tidal Rave with Dark Wizard.
Got the feeling that I'm not alone. You're somewhere inside.
Bringing us almost to the end of March 2019's Tekau Ngā Waiata Pai, Wellington's tidal rave, Dark Wizard.
That was
Yeah,
cool.
so Wellingtonians, lots and lots of Wellingtonians this week. It seems to go like that, doesn't it? One week we've got lots from Christchurch, and another week lots from Wellington.
That's true, yeah.
Ian, I have to agree with you 100%.
I don't know why that happens. Hopefully one day we'll have lots from Hamilton.
That would be a great thing
Yeah.
for Tekau Ngā Waiata Pai.
Maybe if sort of, maybe Bitter Defeat gets their bottoms into gear, gets some recordings out, and then what do you know, everyone else will be doing the same thing at the same time.
Well, the Scones are going to be doing something, aren't they?
Oh, good, are they?
Well, aren't they?
I
Let's
hope
have a Bitter Defeat and Scones dominated episode of Tekau Ngā Waiata Pai, maybe April or May.
that would be
That
fantastic.
would be great. Well, okay, so we've had a bunch of bands who we've had before. Let's count them down. Number 10, we had Model Home with Hinamore Street.
Number 9, Diamond Dead with No Revolution.
Number 8, Destroy All False Metal with Thug Life.
Number 7, Millpool with Mydriasis.
Number 6, SOG or SOG with Grimacing Face.
Number 5, Beat Rhythm Fashion with Property.
Number 4, Ounce Crocodiles.
Number 3, Phased on a Pony, Blue Transporter.
And number 2, we just had Tidal Rave with Dark Wizard.
Yeah, and now we're into number 1, and another band that was on our top 10 last week, but they made the number 3 position last week, and now they're up to number 1.
Last month.
And
I think that was the second time they'd been in the show. So this might be the third time.
Oh, well done.
So last month we had that Tim Buckley cover.
Yes, exactly.
Well, they're called The Fuzzies. You can check them out on Bandcamp, thefuzzies.bandcamp.com. Also on Facebook, but you need to look for Fuzzies Frickin' Rule.
Aha. Yeah, from Auckland, we did see one of the members here in the last month or so playing with Hamish Kilgour in his band.
Right, down at Navarro Lounge.
Down at Navarro Lounge, yep. All right, so this is The Fuzzies with Beautiful and Sweet.
Thanks for coming into the studio, Ian.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Rob, for your contributions.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God.
That's it for this month's Tekau Ngā Waiata Pai.
What kind of mess am I? Garden variety. I will loosen my headlight. I really want to see. Are you really
Waiata Pai, Ngā Waiata Pai, the hum and hub bring you this month's 10 songs to try. Ngā Waiata Pai, Ngā Waiata Pai, Tekau, 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 Ngā Waiata Pai. Tekau, Ngā Waiata Pai.
Thanks to New Zealand On Air for making this podcast possible by funding the Access Internet Radio Project.